Thank you for watching Domenick's Flicks. This is my channel where I unbox Blu-rays every day. But today we're going to do something different. Today I'm going to do a review on a movie I just watched for the first time. It's Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead. Let's do a review. Now, City of the Living Dead is an Italian horror. As I said, it was directed by Lucio Fulci, music by Fabio Frizzi, a nice 80s electronic soundtrack. Okay, so spoiler alerts. Is this where I say spoiler alert? Okay, so our movie opens up with a scream. And then we're in a cemetery in Dunwich. There's a creepy priest walking around. Meanwhile, in New York, you got this psychic, and she's having a seance, and she has a vision, and she sees the priest in Dunwich. And the priest suddenly hangs himself. And as he hangs himself, the dead start to rise in the Dunwich Cemetery. Ooh. Whoa. It seems the gates of hell have just opened. And this vision, it blows in this vision, it just blows the psychic's mind, and she dies.
I'm afraid Mary's dead.
No! No!
Or so we think. A detective enters the story, and he starts questioning the other seance members. And then this happens.
Geeez! Sergeant, come here and look!
Weird background record sound with fireball flashes.
At this very precise moment, in some other distant town, horrendously awful things are happening. Things that would shatter your imagination.
Now we're back in Dunwich. And we see one of our characters. His name is Bob. And he's walking around a desolate farm. And all of a sudden, Bob does this. I guess he missed his girlfriend. He's about to have his little reunion when he sees a decomposing body, and Bob just loses his shit. Okay, now back in New York, the lead journalist enters the story. The lead reporter is played by Christopher George, who's also from the fantastic movie Pieces. Back in Dunwich, some weird stuff starts happening, like cracking walls and clawing kittens. Am I in Dunwich? Am I in New York? Oh no, I'm in one of them. We're cutting a lot between Dunwich and New York, so at times it gets a little confusing where you're at. Now we cut to two grave diggers. One guy's looking at Dirty Magazine at work. The other guy, who looks like a radiated Vince Vaughn, is inhaling a sandwich.
Herbert, Beepin' Tunnel.
Talk about bucks, lunches, man. Salt porno.
The dead psychic's being put in the ground, but she wakes up and she starts pounding on the casket. The dead psychic. Fuck, dude.
Oh my God.
The dead psychic is being laid in the ground, but she suddenly wakes up and starts pounding on the casket, all in frantic. The reporter, who just happens to be lurking around the cemetery, thinks he hears something, but so like a crazed maniac, he starts pickaxing the top of the casket, nearly killing her multiple times. It's crazy. Luckily, he saves the girl, and that's when we find out our plot.
At midnight on Monday, we go into All Saints' Day. The night of the dead begins then. And if the portals of hell don't get shut before, no dead body will ever be able to rest in peace again. And so the dead will rise up and take over the earth, and you've got to get to Dunwich. You must reclose those gates.
Okay, back in Dunwich, you got this girl who's got a boyfriend psychiatrist, and she's friends with our other character, Bob, who liked blow-up dolls. She's out looking for Bob, and when she finds him, they hear a noise, so Bob pushes her down, and this is what happens to her. Either she gets killed or she gets fed dinner. I don't know. You still with me? So the dead priest is now out killing people, like making a woman's insides come out of her mouth, which was an awesome scene. I like how the zombie priest, he just kind of like ghosts around, and he'll just appear in front of you and then make something crazy happen. Make your head explode or make your insides come out, or you just couldn't escape a zombie like that because he doesn't even walk. He just kind of appears in front of you. So that was a different dynamic to me than the other zombie movies. These were like ghost zombies. So then back in New York, the reporter and the psychic decide to go look for the mysterious town of Dunwich. And that's when my favorite line in the whole movie comes about.
I'm hungry.
Good. There's a lollipop in the glove box.
There's a lollipop in the glove box. Best line in the movie. So then a bunch of other stuff happens in Dunwich, like walls bleeding and some big worm storm. And our friend Bob finally gets his with a long, drawn-out drill scene. Ooh, drill to the head. His blow-up doll is gonna miss him so much. as it starts getting to All Saints Day, people start getting killed. The reporter, the psychic, and the psychiatrist all arrive at the Dunwich Cemetery for one final finale.
That's the very same tombstone that I saw in my trance.
Great. Welcome to the City of the Dead. Now what do we do?
We must find the priest's grave and uncover him. There isn't much time left.
They're down in the priest's tomb when the reporter gets his. Head-squeezing scene deaths in this movie. All Saints Day has arrived. It is too late. The zombies are rising from the grave in mass. The psychiatrist and the psychic are still in the tomb, and zombies are surrounding them when the lead zombie priest appears in front of them, and he starts making the psychic's eyes bleed. And then a lot of eye bleeding. Everyone reunites at the end, or maybe City of the Living Dead was a lot of fun. It was a bit silly, a bit campy. The acting was over the top at times, or just downright bad. That's where I have the most fun watching it though. The story was simple but fun. I've seen Lucio Fulci's Zombie, and I think I like City of the Living Dead better, honestly. I like watching Christopher George act. I think he's a big ham and he's funny. I like the over-the-top death scenes, the real prolonged, dragged out shots. I had a good time watching this movie. So I recommend City of the Living Dead, and thanks for watching my review of City of the Living Dead by Lucio Fulci.